Bradley. Welcome to the NFL on EA Sports. Picking up yards on the ground will be no easy task in today's game. Both defenses rank in the top 10 in fewest rush yards allowed. It's the Vikings going up against the Chiefs. With that, let's get out to Arrowhead. Here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Larry, as always, it is a frenzied atmosphere inside Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City. Today, we've got a matchup here in pivotal Week 7 between the Minnesota Vikings and the Kansas City Chiefs. They'll bring a receiver in motion right. Now Bortles. And he's got his man on the out route. 19 yards right off the bat. And a quick first down.
That was a nice completion on an out route. And those types of plays are the result of arm strength by the quarterback and timing by the receiver.
The wide receiver moving to a new spot. A first carry for Wendell Smallwood. And a good pickup there. He gets about 6 up to midfield.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
They'll send a receiver here in motion right. Throwing is Bortles. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. Give him 3 on the screen. He couldn't break free, and it's third down. The starters now on offense, and Stephon Diggs, our first chance to see him today.
Brandon, remember we had this conversation about how highly recruited he was in high school. Didn't quite live up to it in college due to some injuries, but boy, has he hit the NFL like a bomb. Stephon Diggs, a crafty, mature route runner who can go the distance.
Bortles to throw on 3rd and 1. And he's able to find Diggs. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the first. And let's take a look at the defensive starters for Kansas City.
Trey Waynes is a very aggressive cover corner player, learning how to add off coverage to his game.
Looking middle, and it's incomplete.
When you see passes knocked down by those guys I'll call the frustrated fullbacks, the linebackers, you know that in their zone coverage, they were able to drop, see the ball thrown, and react to it very quickly.
And they'll need to get to the 35 if they want to keep this drive going on 3rd down. They'll send a receiver in motion to the right. They'll run it now out of the gun. And the broken tackle helps lead to a first down gain. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive.
On 3rd down, that's a good job of situational football and understanding where the first down marker was and getting there.
On first down, Bortles. And incomplete there, almost picked off. That's one you maybe expect your roaming free safety to come up with. But it's 2nd down. And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run.
Tremendous coverage there. Just did not catch the football and complete the interception. But what do they say all the time? If he had really good hands, he'd be playing offense.
And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Wendell Smallwood with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Vikings have taken a first quarter lead. He's got it, and the Vikings take a 7-0 lead. And so we have the touchdown. Now here's Blair Walsh to kick this one away. This is taken at his 4. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. And now the Vikings are going to stop it here on defense with a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Now they'll run it on the toss. And not much there. Maybe a yard up to the 24. He'll look to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. Quickly now a look at the defensive starters for Minnesota.
Anthony Barr almost defies description at times. He's built like a defensive end, but he plays outside linebacker and does it quite well.
And the offense looks to pick up the first here on 3rd after that incompletion. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. It's caught. Nelson. They were ready for what the defense was showing. They had prepared for that look, recognized it, went straight to the air, got the first. Well done.
Love the recognition because you can prepare for everything. You can watch the tape and put together your game plan, but you still have to understand what they're doing in terms of what they're showing and be able to adjust accordingly, and they did exactly that.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. It's a pickup of 21, and the Chiefs are going to have a first down. On first down, he'll drop to throw. A hit as he throws there, incomplete. J.J. Nelson, the intended target, and now it's 2nd down.
Not too many things get to a quarterback of this magnitude, but I think it's safe to say that pressure can get to any quarterback.
Now, he's obviously a great franchise quarterback, but felt the pressure, threw it incomplete. And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
It looked like they had something there, but I think that he was thinking about running with the football before he actually hauled it in, and that led to a big drop.
And here comes play number 6 on this drive. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And the Vikings, they have the football now in excellent field position. And now out comes Minnesota. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them.
And now the rookie's free. Touchdown, Vikings. Their big tight end, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Vikings are going to add on to their lead. And when a Hail Mary is completed for a touchdown pass like that, I think any defensive coordinator just puts their face right into their hands.
I don't think there's any doubt about it, and I don't have stats in front of me. I don't have the empirical numbers that say that in recent years the Hail Mary pass has been completed more than it has been, but it feels that way, doesn't it? And I know the defenses are spending more time on it. I think the biggest mistake they make is that they play everything from behind the receiver. I think they've got to start getting people in front as well to try and knock the ball away.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. In the middle of the field, he's got Nelson. A good pickup there of 20 yards. Back to throw now on first down. Caught by Nelson left side. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. J.J. Nelson with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Chiefs are able to get this back within a touchdown. And that one makes it 14-7. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Vikings offense now heading out to take over. And they were able to punch it in the end zone last time. They'll be looking to do that again here for the defense. Obviously, they'll be looking to stop them from punching it back in the end zone.
It always is punch-counter-punch, isn't it? And which team has the advantage? Well, let's just go back. Last time on offense, they rolled downfield, got into a good rhythm. You can see a little more bounce in and out of the huddle. You can see the sideline really get into the game. So defensively, you're thinking to yourself, how do we take that away from them? How do we get the advantage back? Let's see what they come up with. I think pressure is always the first way to go.
You love pressure.
I love it.
We'll see if they dial it up this drive. Shift together here from the D-line. They'll bring a receiver in motion right. On second down, Smallwood. And this time not as successful as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. A couple of Chiefs there to bring him down.
It's really simple to say that they know their identity, that they are a passing team. But one of the reasons that they're so successful, they know how to mix in the run and make sure that they keep the defense off balance and not able to just simply say, let's go get the quarterback and disrupt things.
And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Bortles to throw on second down. He's got time in the pocket. And he will find his man on the end route. Complete. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains. And that's one of his advantages of a passer, is it not? With his height, setting back there in the pocket, firing it over the middle, he can really see everything clearly.
It is, and I know that other quarterbacks get it done different ways, all right? You don't have to be his height to make a great play. But what he does is he takes away having to make those slide steps in the pocket to find angles to throw the ball through. He just throws right over the top of it because he can see everything, and sometimes that saves time and gets the ball to a receiver quicker.
Throwing is Bortles. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. A big loss there of about 7 yards on first and goal, so now it's second down. And a long way to go for the offense here on second down. They'll come out in the pistol. And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. No gain on the play there, and they're going to need to come up with something better here on third and goal. Back now with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Second quarter begins with the Vikings holding the football, and they'll come up looking to keep this drive moving. Let's see 6 defensive backs out there. They're in the dime here on third and goal. Open man is Treadwell, and he's got it for the Minnesota touchdown. Laquan Treadwell, his first touchdown on the year. And the Vikings find a way to stretch their lead. It's good, and it is now 21-7. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the inline. And the Chiefs now getting set to go. Last time they were out, they scored. Still trailing here, though, so some work to do.
But it's okay in terms of mindset. Because they scored the last time, they're not quite as worried about being down on the scoreboard because now their confidence is a little bit higher. They feel like they've got something going, and they feel like they can attack again and put more points on the board.
Are you scoreboard watching if you're the offense, or are you just focused on this drive? Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. B.J. Goodson in there to bring him down for a loss of 7. Well, it was second and long. Now it's third and even longer. They're going in the wrong direction here.
Because they're moving them exactly the way they want to, but you're exactly right. Definitely going in the wrong direction for the offensive guys.
Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. It's caught. Nelson. A good pickup there at 22. So in the second quarter, he's already up over 100 yards receiving now.
And isn't 100 the magic number for a really good game for a receiver? So he got a chance to really shatter that and have a profound effect on this game.
He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. It's a 9-yard pickup on the play, and it'll be second and about a yard.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
All right, here we go.
And the back goes into motion. On the ground with a tight end. And he's swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a third down. Well, good luck there as a ball carrier. You get handed that football, look up. Oh, there's a big D tackle ready to swallow you whole for a loss.
Now, you count on your guys to give you at least a little bit of time, a little bit of space to try and maneuver, but not on that one. And when you have a defensive tackle who's that strong, that agile, he's a lot to deal with. Sometimes you have to double him, and sometimes you're not able to block him no matter who's trying. One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad.
Looks for Nelson, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Anthony Barr. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And now out comes Minnesota. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
And it takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last.
There he goes, right side. The 20. Touchdown, Vikings. Wendell Smallwood, 83 yards. And the Vikings are going to add on to their lead. Now he's having a nice little first half here, partner.
And it's a first half that leaves us anticipating what can still come. I mean, 2 touchdowns already here through the second quarter. There could be plenty more before this game is over.
And so we have the touchdown. Now here's Blair Walsh to kick this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Now the Chiefs offense, they get ready to head on the field. Looked like they had something going last drive. Then the interception happened. Will they recover?
The memory they need to keep with them is that they did have something going. They were moving the ball on offense, had a nice sequence going. Don't worry about the other part. You can't get that back. Let's go back to what you were doing well before.
I thought you were going to say they need to have no memory, but remember the good part, forget the bad.
I like that even better.
1 receiver left, 2 to the right. They'll look to throw here on first down. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
Let's go. Green 39. Green 39.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Flushed out right. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35.
We talk about mobility on quarterbacks all the time. Here's where it really pays off. Able to move, evade, and is accurate throwing on the run and picking up a first down.
Green 39. Green 39.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line.
I'm going to show my age here a little bit. We used to talk about running backs catching the ball as safety valves. Nowadays, they're a big part of the passing offense.
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. They overload him that time on the safety blitz, and he winds up being dropped for a loss of 7. And time for us to take a break here in the booth. We're back to Arrowhead after this. So a big sack on second down. Now let's see what the offense has in store for third.
All right, here we go.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Looking left side, and it's complete. 15 yards through the air and a first down. And with that completion, he's now north of 200 yards here in the first half. Boy, a tough start for the secondary defensively.
It is, and it's got to put a dent in their confidence. And, you know, you always want to keep that up and feel like you can always bounce back after plays. But with the kind of numbers he's putting up here, it's starting to wear on them a little bit, I think. So they're looking at each other and trying to figure out what defense will work and how can they play better without getting beat deep for big passes.
Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10.
All right, here we go. 3-19.
Now a play fake here on first down. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
After all the preparation, all the practice, a play like that will absolutely break your heart. They had everything they wanted, just unable to complete it. In the end zone, a big-time drop.
Second down now after the incompletion. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
Here comes the 8th play of the drive, and they need a full 10 yards on 3rd down. Back to throw again. And he comes back with one complete. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th. The offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3. Now they'll run it on the toss. And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. Now the Vikings offense gets set to take over here. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead. But a mistake there, that can change things in a big way. I say go ahead, take the knee, get on out for the half.
Now Bortles firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he's brought down after a good gain. A good pickup there of 22. And now with that completion, he's north of 200 yards here in the first half.
And he's going to break our statistician, Marvin, isn't he? Marvin right now is just toweling it up. Hope his hand doesn't hurt too much doing this or keeps hitting the calculator, but my goodness, what a
50-50 ball here, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line. Now the Chiefs offense, they get ready to head on the field. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
So they just got the football on an interception. They almost gave it right back the same way.
And, you know, when you look over to the bench after that type of a play, number one is pure relief. Didn't give it up. But it's not the coach you're worried about yelling at you. It's those guys on defense who just intercepted the pass who want to break over there. Hey, take care of the football, man.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. 15 yards through the air and a first down. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry up. They'll look to throw now on 1st down. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. So the offense has it 1st and 10.
Let's go, let's bring it. Let's bring it.
They'll look to throw again. And he fires one that's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. And now out comes Minnesota. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
They'll bring a receiver in motion right. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's got it up over the 40 to the 41. So we hit halftime with our visitors, the Vikings, taking the lead to the locker room. As we send you down to our EA Sports Studios in Orlando, where we find our man Larry Ridley with our halftime report. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is taken at the 3. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. Here comes the Chiefs offensive unit as they'll have it to begin quarter number 3. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never wanted to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is a real, I'm doing it, though. This is a really...
And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Harrison Smith. And they will take over at the 29-yard line. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. And they'll start this drive with very good field position. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this one down to about the 27. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
You know how we get focused at end of the half and into the game situations about how much time's on the board and, you know, what you need to do? Sometimes you don't have to worry about that. That's just smart football. You know, that kind of a lead, staying in bounds, it burns clock, even in a situation that we're not really focused on it.
Give him 3 yards, and now they're left needing a conversion here on 3rd and 6. They haven't made much of this great starting field position they had. Here's 3rd and 6. Play action. Now it's Bortles. That is caught inside the 5. They convert on 3rd with a gain of 22.
And fits the exact right word. Over the middle, there's almost always traffic, so anytime you're a receiver in that area, you're not just focused on catching the football. You're wondering where the collision's going to come from, right? Because there's almost always someone there able to concentrate, catch it, and even added a little extra at the end with a short run.
From the 2-yard line now, it's 1st and goal. And this is not going to do it as he stopped at the 2-yard line. Nothing on that one. It'll be 2nd down. And quickly, they get to the line. They'll run for it with Smallwood. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage back to the 4-yard line. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up 3rd.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
Line of scrimmage at the 4. Here's 3rd and goal. The play clock's running down. Bortles now on 3rd and goal. And too much on that one. It's out of the back of the end zone, incomplete. Well, the numbers have been good in the passing game, and certainly a big reason why they have the lead. But now here, third quarter, maybe go to the run game a little more?
Yeah, perhaps. I mean, after that incompletion, a little credit to the defense for shutting them down on that play. Maybe you try and run the football a little bit more in this spot. But they have to feel good about how they've been throwing it overall.
So put another 3 on the board, and all things considered, a good opening drive here to begin the third quarter.
It sure was. I think as a head coach, you're happy to come out and put a little drive together, take the 3 points, and build on your lead.
Following the made field goal, Lutz to kick it away. This is taken at the 3. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. The Chiefs offense now making their way back onto the field. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go, because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And Nelson's got it here right side. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves his sticks. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of, until they stop him, why not go back to it? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. Caught by Nelson left side. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. J.J. Nelson, his second touchdown of the game and his 9th on the year. And the Chiefs are able to cut into this lead. And they'll get set here looking for the 2-point conversion. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he will get into the end zone to shave 2 more points off the deficit. And they decide fairly early here they need the ball back, so here's an onside kick. And the Vikings able to recover. The hands team does its job. The risk-reward of the onside kick, when you don't get it, the risk comes out to play, and here they gave up great field position.
And that's the key to everything, because you're trying your best to press advantages when you have them, and field position leads you to that type of play calling, and whether you want to blitz or whether you want to throw the ball deep, those types of things, now they've given up that type of field position, the advantage is switched to their opponent.
And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
So, Brandon, when this offense gathers together to watch tape for this game, they're going to be feeling pretty good about themselves until the coaches get upset about the play we just saw. But you know their defense is going to be, but we put up big points all game long. The defense is going to win one every now and then.
Now Bortles throwing on second down. That's caught at the 3. And eventually stopped just shy of the goal line, right around the 2.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down, because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. And here we go on first and goal. They'll run with Smallwood. And he will take this one into the end zone for a Viking touchdown. Wendell Smallwood, his 3rd touchdown of the game, number 9 on the season. And the Vikings find a way to stretch their lead. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. This is taken at his 4. And he'll get it up just past the 20, and his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. To throw here on first down. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Anthony Barr in there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8. And when you go 5 wide like they just did there, you can't really max protect, can you?
No, you cannot. What you're hoping is that by going 5 wide, you're forcing the defense into coverage. And if you do that, you've got a chance to find some people downfield. But if they audible themselves and go into a blitz, then it's got to happen right now.
Or
very
lights
quickly,
out.
Or exactly right. Turn them out. That play's over.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. 6 yards on the pickup, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 12.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
And the Vikings are going to beef up their secondary here. 6 DBs on 3rd. Now back to throw. He's going to let this one go deep. And that one incomplete. Had some position but couldn't hold on, and it brings up 4th down.
And when all else fails as a defender, when you're not there in the coverage, your best friend is exactly what we saw there. A big play shot taken by the offense. Unfortunately, it ended in a big drop.
Now look at this. 4th and 12, and they're going to line up to go for it. They're going to try and throw. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. A great read, and it's picked off. And they'll set up shop right near midfield at the 49-yard line. And now out comes Minnesota. And they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last drive when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right? To be able to take exactly what happened before, replicate it. They have to make a few additional changes along the way because I'm sure the defense will make some adjustments, but they've got to have great confidence having scored the last time out.
And they're going to speed things up here. They'll send a receiver here in motion right. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. They dial up the corner blitz that time, and it delivers to the tune of a 9-yard loss. And he motions the wide receiver. Bortles to throw on 2nd down. He's got time. Under pressure, they got him again. They get to him for a loss of 4, and it brings up 3rd down on the sack.
And it has been a good game for them. They haven't been pressured very much today, but on back-to-back sacks, maybe the defense is starting to figure something out.
We're back now in KC. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. On play action, now Bortles. Eluding the pressure right. On the run, he'll let this go deep. Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And the return goes up to his own 17-yard line. And now here comes Kansas City. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
Trying to shake off the nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And they've got it just 2 yards away from the end zone. They'll have it 1st and goal here from the 2-yard line. And the Vikings now heading onto the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. Calling a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal.
Well, they made the play there, and I'll guarantee you their coaches and the other players are screaming at them about their pride. Come on, guys. He's already gotten in 3 times. You can't give up a 4th one. And on that play, they were able to make the stop.
And you knew they were going to go to him to try to get that 4th.
And why wouldn't they? It's not just getting the 4th. He's the hot hand, so to speak, right? The hot feet in this situation. And he knows how to find the end zone. That time, he just didn't get there.
And he gets halfway there down to the 1-yard line. Only a yard there, so it brings up 4th and goal.
Now, this feels like old-school football because this has turned into a good old-fashioned goal line stand. So on offense, what do you do now? Do you decide to run it or throw it?
And he'll get in. Touchdown, Minnesota. Blake Bortles with another touchdown, number 24 on the year. And the Vikings capitalize on this short field as they take it in for 6. And the lead is now an even 30. And so we have the touchdown. Now here's Blair Walsh to kick this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And now here comes Kansas City. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
You know, they're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up. Kelsey out in the slot right. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Finding a safety valve here. That's complete. It's a gain of 7, and that'll make this a 2nd down. And the offense moving quickly to the line. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
And so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown or interception. Now he got to the check down, a nice safe throw, and a good one.
And they pick up the 1st down there with a gain of 4.
Did you see that route the way that I did? I thought he was trying to get deep.
Yeah, that wasn't the first option.
No, it came off of that guy, the deep guy, and came underneath on the drag, completed it very well.
Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
On any pass that's in the middle of the field, anyone who's going after the football is going to be conscious that it's probably going to be contested and often physically. Sometimes that leads to drops.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
It appears that the pressure is affecting him today. Normally, he knows exactly when to get rid of the football. But today, because he's been hit a few times, he's getting rid of it a little bit too quickly.
They'll drop the throw. It's caught. Nelson. It's a gain of 20 and picking up the 1st. So he makes the grab and the chains move forward.
Nice job by the offensive line giving them time to complete that 1st down pass.
And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo.
Here we go now. Leopard. Set. Green, 39. Green.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. And this one caught by Travis Kelce. A gain of 32 that time.
Coaches really don't care from what position they get this, but run after the catch ability, rack ability, is often the difference between winning and losing and changing field position.
So after that big gain, let's see what else the offense has up its sleeve. They come out with 1 back and 3. And he's going to take it into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. It's their quarterback with touchdown number 23 here on the year. And the Chiefs are able to draw a bit closer. And they will line up now for the 2-point try.
Here we go.
The carry here for the big tight end. And he's going to go down right at the line of scrimmage. The defense left him with nowhere to go, and the try for two is denied. And the Vikings able to recover. The Hands team does its job. Now they're down big here in the fourth. They had to try the onside kick. Can't fault them for the effort at least.
No, you can't at all. And if nothing else, now you've put something that you're trying to practice, right, that you've worked on into a game situation, and now you can go back and dissect it. So if you need it again sometime, maybe you'll find a better way to do it. But, yeah, this game's pretty much done for them.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. And the Chiefs are going to get him. They'll wind up losing 10 on the sack, and it'll lead to a 3rd and long.
Well, when defensive coordinators game plan to put pressure on a quarterback, they often want to use blindside rushes, and that's exactly what they did there. The cornerback gets to him and drops him.
The center receiver in motion to the right. Now Bortles throwing left side, it's complete. And he takes this one down all the way near the 30. Possible run anticipation here as the D-line sandwiches together. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. Now Bortles. Quick hitter here, it's complete. They give him 15 more, and it's another 1st down. He's played a great game. It continues right there, even with this lead. Confident to throw the pass and have the reception made.
There's no doubt who the leader of their team is there? There's no doubt who they want to ride all the way to the finish. The strategy would tell you, run the football, run the clock down.
And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Well, this game is definitely over, but we do know some people like to go ahead and continue to add to their score, don't we?
Yeah, I don't know that they need to add any more right now, though. I'm just starting to think about those dinner plans tonight, my friend.
Well, you and I will be thinking about dinner plans, but we also know that plenty of people are thinking, how can I get some more scores for my fantasy, for other things? They're trying to figure that part out now.
By the way, last weekend we went sushi because that's what you wanted. We're going steak tonight.
I'm in.
All right. And now here comes Kansas City. And they're hoping to capture some of that magic they had last time out when they were able to put together a scoring drive. But they're still down here, Charles.
Not the major concern, though, because of what you talked about. They scored the last time out. They feel good about themselves. They feel like their game plan is now in effect. They know how to attack and what plays they want to put together. But they've got to keep it moving in the right direction because, as you did note, they are down on the scoreboard.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. Buying time to his left. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down.
Anytime a ball's thrown in the middle of the field that's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch. It doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. And he's going to be grabbed and pulled down. The safety blitz turns out to be a great call defensively as they sack him for a loss of 9.
All right, here we go.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Out to the flat, that's complete to his running back. Time for a break. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th. Back to finish it off on EA Sports after this. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it.
Now let's go.
to try it here. He's back to throw. And now here is another interception. A great read, and it's picked off. And the return will stop right around the 25. And out now come the Vikings. They take over with great field position. They've got the big lead. Most would say they should kneel it, but the key word there is should. You never know here.
You never know. That's the exact play that should happen. But some people like stats. You know, some people like to put more things up on the board, but kneel down is usually the right play here.
We'll see what they do in this situation. Really nice starting field position here for the offensive unit. Again, we'll see the pistol here. First down, a run with Smallwood. So he got free of one tackle, but couldn't do a whole lot else. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down. They're going to hurry back to the line now.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive. It's a tried-and-true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. On play action, now Bortles. And he comes back with one complete. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. And, my friend, I think it's safe to say that this game is pretty much deceased at this point. It's taken a knee, so to speak.
It is definitely this victory formation. Take the snap, take the knee, call it a night, you know, call it a game, call it whatever. I agree with you totally. I don't think there's much left to get except for those who want to run up the score.
I knew this was over about a minute ago when you took your stat sheet and just flipped it over your shoulder in the trash can.
Yeah, that's similar to the guys cutting tape off right before the game's over. We know this thing's done.
So now here are the Chiefs as their offense makes their way back out onto the field. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
Don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going forward.
Exactly. Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling again.
No, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw.
While an incomplete pass certainly doesn't look like a good play, for the guy throwing it today, as many interceptions he's thrown, he's got to feel a sigh of relief that the ball actually hit the ground and didn't go in the other direction.
So the incomplete pass brings up second down.
All right, here we go. Green, 30. Over. The trail.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up third.
Well, we're not playing 3 yards in a cloud of dust football anymore. I kind of get why those old school coaches sometimes didn't want to throw the football. Because if it's popped up in the air, it almost turns into slow motion. And both sides trying to get to the football, and you're holding your breath wondering whether it's going to go good.
And my goodness, another interception. A great read, and it's picked off. And they'll take over inside the 45 at the 44-yard line. Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. They come into enemy territory, and I don't care what the matchup is in the National Football League. You're up like this late in the game on the road. This feels pretty good.
Oh, it feels fantastic. Anytime you get a road victory in the NFL, that's a big-time accomplishment, and to do it this convincingly, that just tears up the script that every home team has, which is nobody comes into our house and pushes us around. They took care of business today.
Yeah, they pushed around, and now the final stages of this one. And on 2nd and 10 now. Bortles going to look to throw. He's going to let it go again. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked up by the former first-rounder Trey Waynes. Here's the Kansas City offense now as they get set to take over. Let's just be frank. They're playing for pride at this point.
That's all that's left, because victory, not a chance now. And I can't wait to see how they actually go about doing it, because there are a lot of people watching the body language of the guys on the field now, and if they call plays they want executed, they need to do that and do it really well. Otherwise, there could be repercussions.
We'll see how they handle the waning moments of this one. And on that last play there, he's over 400 yards passing now.
You know what that generally means?
Success.
Yeah, that, and it means you really didn't miss opportunities.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. I'll call it luck or skill, whatever the case is. They're feeling good about just keeping the football there.
Yeah, the biggest thing that they're calling it now, our ball. They don't care if it was luck or skill, or the panic that jumps up in your chest when that ball's on the ground. Whether you get it or your teammate gets it, just as long as you retain possession, that's all you're looking for.
So it's 3rd and long, and defensively not a real surprise there in the dive. And that will be incomplete with a clock showing 18 seconds now to go. Here's the Chiefs punter now, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. And whistle blown, a timeout here is taken, and it's taken by the kicking team. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out.
Here we go.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And now here is another interception. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Anthony Barr. And they'll have a short field to work with inside the 15 at the 13-yard line. And now out comes Minnesota. They have the dream scenario you hope for coming into the game. Just one kneel here, and this game should be over.
And it's always the final play of preparation each week. The practicing of the kneel-down formation, the victory formation. We've got a game in hand, and that's all they're going to want to do now. They'll put someone back deep just in case something goes haywire. But all in all, take the snap, kneel down, and shake hands. Yes, get out of there.
Offense looking to avoid a 3rd and long. It's 2nd and 10. Bortles going to throw here. Escaping the pressure right. Shrugs the tackle. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. A great read, and it's picked off. And now here comes Kansas City. This is just an exercise in futility. Do you even bother running a play here offensively?
I wouldn't, because now is not going to erase what's happened during the game. So after it's over, you're going to go to the film, find out where the game was really lost. But this is not a situation now where you're going to make up for anything.
We'll see what they do here. One final shot. They'll look. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Anthony Barr. And that will write a finish to this ball game. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feel like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for Minnesota, the win moves them up to 5-2 now on the year. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for the Chiefs, the loss drops them back to 4-3 so far. And they'll get an extra week to think about it, as the midseason bye might be coming at just the right time. So that'll do it. For my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry, I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. From Kansas City, so long, everybody.